6 feet, right? That means 6 feet.
We're good.
It's not very good.
I'd like to welcome everyone this evening to the Board of Public Works and Safety on Monday, September 28th at 5 p.m. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carol, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Here.
Megan Sheets.
Present. The minutes from September 14th of 2020, it was a regular meeting, need to be approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of September 14th as presented.
I second the approval of the minutes.
Roll call. Mayor Sheets.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
next on the agenda is the approval of the claims. Someone like to make a motion so we can have those approved?
I'll move we approve the claim.
I second the approval.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, we do have under public comments tonight, Isaac Chavez, and he's going to talk to us tonight about United Way.
Awesome, thank you, Ms. Mayor.
Thank you.
I want to talk about some pamphlets real quick. There's some department heads.
Here.
This is you guys, be sure to mention my last name. What's his name? I might have accidentally given someone my notes on there. Okay, guys, good evening. I'm Isaac Chavez. I'm here on United Way's behalf. Board of Works, it's nice to see some new faces here. Last time I spoke in front of the board was actually since Prairie Creek meeting, so it's been quite some time. Okay, so what we're here is basically to give it more detail about our new campaign that we have launched with United Way. And this year, you guys have seen some superheroes on billboards, and that is because it is really to be a superhero at this time with your donation. We'd also like to thank the employees and past boards that have been a part of this, because this is why we're here. We're looking to seek and launch the same things we've done in years past. So with United Way, I'm going to go with this brochure. This is a little more detail of what we plan to do with this year going to next year with your guys' donation. So some of our goals that we have accomplished with United Way is that we help kids successfully transition into adulthood. and that is through preschool, adult mentors, educational opportunities, and providing child-based services. One of our next goals is to continue building stronger communities. That's exactly what we do with keeping our donation in Clinton County. We're being united. We're continuing giving the united way. We also guarantee basic needs that are met. For example, we provide food, we provide child care services, health care, clothing, and shelter. This year, our goal is to raise $440,000 for community development and help stay here in Clinton County. We have already pledged $120,000 in response to COVID-19. Going forward, before going forward, what we've done in the past already from July 1st of 2019 to June 30th of 2020, we have $410,000. That's what we've done in just the last year. $65,000 was on COVID, $98,000 to help financial stability, received $124,000, and $122,000 went to education. Those are just examples of what we do and continuing community development here in Clinton County. This year, all donations will go to the agencies that we sponsor, and those will be American Red Cross. Also, what I've been excited about United Way is I work with kids that have disabilities and special needs. What we do with raising funds is we allow them to be further and more in what they do with special needs, and that is being volunteer for American Red Cross. And I brought Carlton with me. His name's Carlton Clark. I'm so proud of him. He works with American Red Cross. He's a volunteer, and I would just like to give him a round of applause. He's outstanding. He's one of my clients. He's a great leader in Special Olympics, and I'm just so proud of what he does because what we do with United Way, we allow him the opportunity to do with what we provide their donations. So thank you, Carlton. I thought he could be here, man. We also sponsor Clinton County Girl Scouts, Coach Kids, the Frankfurt Library. We provide for food finders, healthy communities, the Open Health Clinic. Sorry, we got one place. We provide for some things. Quinn House, the Paul Phillip Resource Center, the Art of Clinton County, and the Salvation Army. And this year, we would like to thank you guys again. We appreciate past participation this year. We would like to conduct a United Way employee campaign that will allow you guys to have a fair share donation in your guys' payroll deduction that will be split up in 27 payrolls or 27 payments. And then we will then meet with department heads. They're given requests after this meeting going forward, and then those who give a fair share, which is the equal amount of hours pay, they will be put in the draw to receive the day off, and that's basically what we're here to seek permission for that as well. Do we have any questions from the board? The deadline of this campaign, Carol, do we know when the deadline of this will be?
I'm sorry,
Do we know when the deadline of this?
we're October 31st.
October 31st, when we finish looking everyone's what they would want to donate.
We've been working with HR, the board of works has been, and we're deciding, I think tonight, we're able to make that decision on exactly what we're gonna do for the employees that get their fair share. And as you said, it is 1 hour a month, equal to
Yes.
1 hour a month.
Yes, correct.
And this year, the city of Frankfurt has 27 pays, so we would just take that and divide that by the 27 pays, or if they want to give an upfront donation of that amount.
Yes, correct. And they will have those options on their sheet that will be always meet with their departments on the sheet, and they'll have those options if they want to go.
Okay, and department heads, he's open to come to your departments to present information on this and to see if we can get good employee participation this year. Caitlin, did you have anything to add on that as far as what we were thinking of doing on from the payroll side? I think you can hold on just a second.
Is it on? Oh, okay, I can hear. Okay, so, we're just going to, once we get a list of all the people who have donated, the HR department will double check that everyone did give their fair share, and for all the ones who did, we will send out a list to all of your admin assistants, for those people, and depending on what the board decides to do with the day off, the secretaries will know who does or does not get that day off, and they'll just keep track of it, like we used to with the floating holidays. Bart, you weren't here when we had floating holidays, but it's just a different way to note it within the timesheets and stuff like that. So that's what we plan to do. They'll note it with the UW for United Way Day, and then yeah, the board is still deciding on how we'll handle the day off, and especially with fire and police. I did know how it has been done in the past, so they know how that. I did email that to you, didn't I? Okay, the fire and police in the years past, a day off was whatever their shift included. So if it was 24 hours or 12 hours, it was just the whole shift. So yeah, once we get all that decided, I will send out an email to all the departments so that they know how all this is going to go, so it goes smoothly. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. So Isaac, if you don't have contact information for all the department heads, maybe you can get that from Caitlin, or you may have a way to do that. Didn't you say you have some sort of a presentation that you could give and talk to them
Yes,
about?
they would like a really more detailed presentation. We could also have a book just to provide with information.
Okay, and you'll work with our HR department to get all that set up into the
Yes,
payroll.
once we have distributed all the packets and then together and all.
Okay, thank you. Did Barry or Megan have anything?
I'd just like to say, you can't tell behind the mask, but I have the biggest smile on my face because I'm a true believer in United Way. And the ability to have a workplace campaign, as you know, Isaac, is just paramount to part of the success, because the opportunity through payroll deduction makes it huge for those who want to parcel out their ability to give. And that just makes it nice. I appreciate Caitlin and HR for managing a fair share giving opportunity. And even if the individual does not want to give at that level, we certainly accept all abilities to participate in United Way, because it all goes together to help, as you can see from here, no less than 15 organizations within our community that serve to help other people in need. Thank you so much, Isaac.
Awesome, thank you. Yes.
I think that's it. Thank you, Isaac, so much. We appreciate it. Do we want to go ahead then at this time to discuss the policy for United Way Fair Share Giving? Are you ready to do that, or? Okay. Okay, then bring it up at the next. Okay. So by the next meeting, we should be able to come up on how we're going to handle, what we're going to do for the employees to give their fair share. Thank you so much for being here this evening. Next, we'll move on to department reports. Police department first, Scott Shoemaker.
Good evening. This is Angle. Check. Check 1, 2. Greetings. Real quick, the only thing I have tonight is a lease agreement I sent out, I believe on Friday. Our printer and copier is, I think, just hit 5 years, and it's the printer starting to, the copier starting to fail, and the printer, we just had somebody out last week to look at it. And so I'm asking, and the mayor and I talked about this last week, I'm asking tonight to enter into the lease agreement of $142 a month, and then next year there's some agreements and contracts that I won't be renewing in our professional services line, and we can pay it off. In that line, we'll have about $9,000 that I've seen so far that we won't be renewing for 2021, so that we can pay it off. And I talked to our sales woman, and she said there's no penalty for paying it off.
Do you think your budget can take it in for the rest of this year? Will you be able to pay for that?
Yes.
When would you be able to get delivery?
If we were to get it signed tonight or tomorrow by you after approval, we would be able to have that within a few weeks. There's no serial number on here yet until we.
Does this $142, since it is a lease agreement, does that include your supplies, or we and a maintenance agreement on top of that?
Yeah, the last page on the maintenance agreement is separate. It would be for the amount, depends on the amount of prints. We have one color printer for investigations that they'll use sparingly for photos and whatnot. There's obviously a different charge there, but all the maintenance is based on the monthly prints. And I talked to Charity, and we're averaging anywhere from $30 to $50 a month in terms of usage right now. So I don't see we'll be able to maintain that.
Do you have any questions for Scott? Be interested in making a motion to go ahead and give it approval.
I'll make a motion that we accept the agreement for the printer copier at $142.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Scott, when you get that, don't forget to put it on the fixed assets. Get it to Carol's office.
We're doing better.
Okay, good. And do you know what you're gonna do with the old copy machine?
The copier in the our squatter is we're not going to use it. The oldest printer with what low light it has upstairs, and the criminal investigations, we're going to move it to the narcotics. So they walk along the ways to fix those search warrants and whatnot. So we'd like to put our whatever how long it lasts. We're not going to fix it if it breaks, but we own it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Scott. Did you have anything else for us this evening?
I don't know, unless there's any questions. We've been, I don't think we do department reports. So.
Okay, we're good to go on the copy machine. Thank you. Okay, next, Don Stock with Building Services.
Mayor, on our agenda is an extension for a permit. We're not going to bring that before you. I had a big discussion about it in the office today, and this gentleman hasn't really done too awful much that warrants the extension. So we're actually going to pull it. We're not going to have him. We're going to make him come in, get a new permit, because he really hasn't done anything since he had that permit. But I do want to talk a little bit about this for a second. What the Board of Works and how we go about the extension, so everybody understands how we're going to do a great job. Board of Works may extend the completion date for a period of 90 days for the extension. And basically what that does is that gives the individual about 270 days. That's the number of days that they get for a permit to get their work done. If they need to come back for an extension, then they personally have to come and talk to you during a board meeting to get extended further than 270 days. The actual permit gets 3 months, and then when you throw the 90 days on top of it, it totals the total amount, and then anytime after that, they have to come before you personally for the extension. So that's how that works. But I am here today for the mailbox that we talked a little bit about the last board of worksheet, asked me if it could be attached to the wall. The answer is no, it cannot be. It will be attached and anchored to the concrete sidewalk. It will be far enough back off the sidewalk as close to the building as the pedestal will allow it to go. And I don't think it'll be a problem at all being on the sidewalk. The Historic Preservation has given their certificate of appropriateness. They did that last week. And so it's just for the final okay by the Board of Works.
Do you have any questions for Don? Either the other day, I look like it's gonna fit in there really nicely and it's not gonna really protrude out into the sidewalk, so.
Yeah, it tucks in there pretty nice.
It does, it looks like it will. Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve that mailbox being placed there.
I'll approve the addition of the mailbox in the location and the design as submitted.
A second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Greg Miller,
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Okay. we have our
Thank you for
approval.
your time, appreciate it.
Thank you, Don. Next up, John Kirby for the fire department. You don't have anything? Huh? The control burn.
Oh, okay. You guys, table last time, control burn, training fire drills to have. And, since then, we've met with IDEM again and with the homeowner, and in this right here, contract that shows like proof of ownership of the house that the person's burning. And I just want to see.
Didn't you say that was one of the questions that they have to answer on their application,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
But they do have to own the property, so that they own the property.
Yes.
So is that,
And that's the question last time. That's why I was running back. Just table it. That's what we're.
did you have any other concerns on that? Does anyone else? Okay, could we have a motion then to approve this for the,
Since our last meeting, the owner is, he's already started taking, taking herself on, he said, the asbestos inspection
okay,
came back and it's good, you know, and, so now he's getting rid of the, you know, machine and things of that nature, so we can do the training for him. And then be like, really be long-term.
that sounds good.
And also, I guess while I'm up here, this year, we're not able to get into the schools to do for Fire Prevention Week, which is October 5th and 9th. And so I just want to let the board kind of know what we were doing. I talked to Joel McKinney, and we're going to make up like a short, like 5-minute video with Richard Salee in high school. Like we played in like all the classrooms of the grade schools. And the preschool at Green, is it Green or Blue Ridge? Blue, okay. Preschool through second, we're going to have a college contest. And then third, fourth, and fifth, we like races, just for the teachers to pass out to those kids. So we're doing something, not a lot, but Joel really didn't want us into the school that he didn't have to. And for the middle school and the high school, this is how we have fire drill for them. That will be this year. So it's kind of what we have on. We're still want to be able to have some contact with the kids.
Thank you, John, I appreciate your work on that. We still need to approve that one control burn.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, approval for the control burn at 3262 North, 130 East, and I think as long as that meets your approval, that they get all that done, okay, that'll be good. Thank you.
I'll second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
That's okay, that's okay. You have approval then for the burn, and like I said, thank you so much for your work on the fire prevention.
Thank you. Every year, we talk to and see about over 3,000 kids, preschools and high school, all the way to high school here in Frankfurt. So our firefighters done a great job in the past. Unfortunately, this year, we just can't get in.
And it is something that's very important, I believe. It's something I think it's really good for the kids, but I understand under the circumstances, it's gotta be a little different this year, but
We also put out a full page ad at the basketball program that was about the fire prevention, quotes and things of that nature on that ad, so people can see throughout the time for basketball season.
that sounds good. Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you. Street Department, Jason Forsythe.
Get on with you later.
Hey, JC, Mark.
Test 1, 2. The only thing I have for the mayor and board works is the hiring of a part-time employee. Did get word that that employee's drug test came back okay today, and we're just waiting for the background check to come back and get that individual hired, so just kind of get that taken care of. So hopefully by next week or maybe even later this week.
Would you be okay with when I give my approval pending the drug test results? Okay.
Yes, Jason, I'll make that motion that the candidate needs to be had in queue for the position, passing all testing be approved.
I second.
Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Okay,
Thank you very
Jason, you're welcome. Thank you. Programming, Parks Department.
So I just have two things for you guys. The first is, if you guys would like to approve our purchase for the mowers. So that's, from John Deere is the one I suggest from you guys. Presenting you guys with fire truck quotes, but the thing being in town and giving us the best deal, that's who I suggest.
And that was the lowest quote, correct? After they came back, okay?
Yeah.
Are you ready to make a decision on the numbers tonight? Okay.
I just have one quick question. What was in our packet? That's a little bit different pricing on the deer, isn't it?
Actually, the updated Deere pricing, you probably don't have.
Okay,
I
that's
did
right.
bring it to the planning meeting. I
Yes,
forgot
you
to
did.
give it out.
You did. I just wanted to make sure we're still talking about the figure.
Yeah,
that you
so-
gave us last Wednesday. Yeah.
The John Deere is 9,500 a piece.
Yeah.
So they beat all those prices by
Correct.
a few thousand.
Okay. Alrighty. I know this is integral to your operation, and you did a lot of work getting several quotes together and all the specs, and thank you for that. I would approve your suggestion of the John Deere Brigade, if you will.
Thank you.
I second.
And I'll add to that, that's gonna be paid out of the King Park Development Parks and Improvement Fund, correct?
Correct.
Okay, okay. Roll call, please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Receive the approval for the numbers.
Thank you. The only other thing I have is the 5K, called the Bale Strong 5K. I believe you guys have received the special one already. It's gonna be for November 21st. And it's between 50 and 100 people, so we would not have to have a safety plan through the health department or anything. We can pretty much run it how we normally have been with 6 feet social distancing whenever we can, and wearing the mask in close proximity.
Any questions for Bart? We have a motion to approve.
Yeah, I'll make a motion, the approval of the special event, Vales Strong 5K.
I'll second.
Roll call please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
What about the fund group?
Kimberly can send the information on the fund with Stronger Street that
Oh,
they have as well.
okay. So I actually don't have that in front of me today. I didn't realize she had sent that. So this is, for Halloween. It's what I spoke to you guys about at the department meeting. Basically, the fund group wants to host, an event, kind of like a truck or treat. No one will be getting out of their vehicles, so I'll be in their vehicles. It'll be a very large event, so we'll have a plan through the health department. We've already been in contact with them as well.
I believe that's gonna take place from 5 to 9, but I'm sure there's gonna be setting it up and stuff throughout. the
Yeah.
day, but
They didn't actually put a time on it, but you're right, it is 5 to 2.
5 to 9. And we thought we were within the guidelines right now, with no one getting out of their vehicles. And he did say they're good with the health department, so.
Yeah, I'll make a motion for the approval of the special event, the fun group for the trunk or treat on October 31st, from 5 to 9.
I'll second.
Roll call please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, so you got the approval then on that event as well.
Thank you.
And while we're talking about Halloween, I'll just make mention again, the city trick or treat hours are gonna be on the 31st, October 31st, from 6 to 8 p.m. And we ask that, of course, the parents do what they think is best for their children. If they're okay with that, then, they can go out trick or treating. As a resident, if you want to participate in that, we suggested that maybe you turn on your porch light so that the children will know which houses are going to participate in the trick or treating. Anybody have anything else? Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Barb. Les, you're next.
I had prepared a notice to bidders for purchase of gasoline and diesel fuel for year 2021. We haven't run that through for approval yet, I don't think. I think everyone has a copy of it. So that would be just like it was done in previous years, it would be published in the paper October 7th and October 14th.
And this is for next year, January 1st through December 31st.
We specify in there the gallonage, if it goes over that, at least when Co-Alliances has been the successful bidder, they always continue on that price. The rest we have. On the other hand, if the price comes down, they still continue down to the fixed price. I didn't know if the Board of Works wanted to go ahead and approve those dates. If so, if the bids would be opened, for
October 26th.
26th.
Now, if we want to go ahead and have those bids in by that time, we would have to publish October 7th and the 14th, which one of those days is before the next meeting. So if that's what you're interested in doing, you have to go ahead and do an approval for Carol to publish this.
Yeah, I'll make a motion for the approval of posting for the bids, the purchase of gas and diesel for 2021, for the dates of the 7th and the 14th.
I'll second.
Roll call please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Carol, you can go ahead and publish that, and then we'll just have it on the agenda for the October meeting to open the bids. We
also should make sure, I think, that we at least mail a copy or email a copy to Co-Alliance. Anyone else that might qualify. The restroom renovation at the fire fire station, I will be meeting tomorrow with Megan and John Kirby and Tom Little, who's representing the contractors, go through the items that are concerned and what, if anything, they plan to do about it. We have effectively terminated the contract as of the date certain, but Mr. Little called me the latter part of last week and wanted to try to get together and discuss that. We will be meeting at 11.
Okay, sounds good.
Then we have been taking bids on that one property, that vacant lot on Walnut Avenue, I think it was. And we have been receiving, because I think the high bid now is $5,500. We started. I again sent notices out to both the abutting landowners, and I think the next board will be
We'll have a
have
final
any
number.
kind of bid. It could go on past that. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Les. Does anyone have anything under unfinished business? Carol? I don't either. Anything under new business? Okay, I think we're ready for adjournment. Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming out this evening.